Welcome to Conflict News 2042. If you want to search this channel's name, you can write Conflict News 2042. Several updates for you on the ongoing Russia-Ukraine conflict. Firstly, Russia today fired a barrage of cruise and S-300 missiles on Ukraine. Dozens of missiles were fired. What was the target? Which types of missiles were fired? From where were these missiles fired? From sea or from land? From Belarus or from Russia? And how many were intercepted? Secondly, Belarus, a projectile fired reportedly from Ukraine today entered Belarusian airspace. Remnants, debris of this missile were found on Belarusian territory. Did Ukraine try to hit a target in Belarus? And lastly, Engels Russian airbase. Around 800 kilometers away from Ukraine-Russia border was attacked by Ukraine twice this month, I think. And today, again, air defense systems were active over this base. An object was hit over this base. It has been confirmed. Was it a Ukrainian drone or a Russian Su-27 hit by mistake by air defense systems active at Engels Russian airbase? Details for you. Firstly, viewers, Russia is continuing its paralyzing attacks on Ukrainian energy infrastructure. January, February are testing months for Ukrainians. Water supplies, power, heating is disconnected in large parts of Ukraine. Today's strikes were not only in central Ukraine but also in western Ukraine. Around 69 missiles were fired today. These missiles were cruise missiles and S-300 missiles. 8 Ukrainian zones were hit and some in western Ukraine, far away from Russia-Ukraine border, like Lviv was hit, Ivano-Frankivsk was hit, Chernivtsi was hit, Zhytomyr to Kiev, obviously the capital, hit too. Out of these 69 missiles, Ukraine claims to have intercepted 54 missiles. Target, again, energy infrastructure. And we are hearing that in Lviv and Kiev, large areas are without power, without water, without heating after today's paralyzing attacks from Russia. Question is, from where were these missiles fired? From the Black Sea, from mainland Russia, from Belarus? What we have learned so far is that the missiles were fired from Rostov region of Russia, which shares border with eastern Ukraine, and Black Sea, where Russian naval fleet is deployed. So, fired from the Black Sea and Rostov region, the 69 missiles managed to reach western part of Ukraine too. It means that Ukrainian air defense systems are extremely ineffective, or you can say Ukraine does not have lots of effective air defense systems. Patriot has not arrived in Ukraine so far. Ukrainian soldiers are being trained how to operate American Patriot batteries. Because Americans have assured Russians that American soldiers, American operators will not be sent to Ukraine to operate Patriot air defense systems. So it means that trainings are underway. The trainings could take some time. And while there is no patriot in Ukraine, obviously Russia is in charge of skies. Russia can hit wherever it wants to hit in Ukraine, Western Ukraine, Central Ukraine, Eastern already under their control. So they're hitting wherever they want to hit. Missiles fired from the Black Sea, from Rostov. A target, as I said earlier, energy infrastructure. We're not seeing counter Ukrainian attacks on Russian energy infrastructures. Why? Because Ukrainian missile capabilities are limited. Ukrainian missiles, surface-to-air missiles, cannot reach deep inside Russia. Yes, drones are being used by Ukrainians, which played a key part in attacks on the two Russian air bases a few days ago. But Western countries, NATO, US, they're not giving Ukraine any long-range missiles which could reach deep inside Russia. For days, we have been hearing from British intelligence officials, some Ukrainian military officials too, that Russia was running out of ammunition. It was running out of the supply of cruise missiles, that it had limited supply of cruise missiles. But you saw that today they fired 69 missiles on Ukraine. Russia has lots of these missiles. It is acquiring missiles from Iran, from Belarus as well. It is increasing production capacity as well. So, if someone is expecting that Russia will be forced to make compromises because of shortage of ammunition, it won't happen, it seems. Secondly, viewers, projectile reportedly fired from an S-300 system landed in Belarus today. It landed in Brest region of Belarus. Brest region of Belarus shares border with Ukraine. Remnants of this projectile pictures are being shared on Belarusian media. Did Ukraine try to hit a target in Belarus and air defense system intercepted the projectile? Or some target was engaged inside Ukraine, on Ukraine-Belarus border, and during this activity, this projectile went into Belarusian airspace. It's not clear. It does not seem to be an attack on Belarusian soil. It seems, if you remember last month, a cruise missile, S-300 missile, landed in Poland. Ukraine accused Russia of attacking a NATO country, Poland. Russia denied. It was revealed later that the S-300 missile was a Ukrainian missile which entered Polish airspace after this Ukrainian air defense system tried to intercept a Russian attack. So it seems that today's projectile's entry in Belarus is not an attack on Belarus from Ukraine. And secondly, most sources say that today's missile strikes were not launched from Belarus. They were launched from Rostov and from Black Sea, where Russian naval fleet is. Thirdly, viewers, we know that this month, twice Ukrainian drones attacked two air bases inside Russia, in mainland Russia, hundreds of kilometers away from Ukraine-Russia border. Engels air base was hit twice. And today, once again, there were explosions at this base. Air defense systems deployed there. They engaged a target in the air. What was this target? mayor of the city is saying that a Ukrainian drone tried to attack Engels airbase once again today, and air defense systems engaged the drone. The drone was destroyed in the air. But some Russian sources are claiming that the object hit in the air by air defense system on the base was a Russian Su-27 jet. The Su-27 jet was mistakenly hit by air defense system deployed at Engels military base. It is being claimed by several Russian news sources, though no official confirmation. But all are agreeing that an object was hit over this Engels Russian airbase, 800 kilometers away from Ukraine-Russia border. So threat is there. Threat of Ukrainian attacks on Russian territories is there. It seems more sources confirm that the air defense systems at the base mistakenly hit a Russian object, maybe a Su-27. Thank you for watching.